First of all, I would like to say good morning to lecturers and all the classmates. Thank you so much for this morning. So maybe I will do it by myself because my mates, they are absent. So my topic today is focus on class size and different ability. So we are in group number 4. So in this topic, we focus on four main points. Number 1 is class size, different ability, key challenges, and solutions. Learning objectives for this topic is number 1. Our objective for this topic is to differentiate instructions. So we know that if we are the teachers, the main problem that we always face with the student is the numbers of the student in the classroom. If we have the amount of students less than 25 or 25 students, it is easy to manageable. It is easy to manage. But if our student more than 25 to 50 students, because some of classrooms, some of university, some of the school, they assign the students in one class, maybe around 40 to 50. So my experience in Phnom Penh, I study in Asiro University. So my classroom is up to 60 people in my classroom. It's noisy. It's hard to manage, especially for the teacher. When they teach, the student at the back side of the class, they cannot catch up with what the teacher explained. So that is why this topic, it is a part of a vital topic that it helps us to focus on how to assign, how to manage during our teaching. So the first topic is how to instructions. So this is it helps us to develop strategy that tailor teaching methods, material to meet the diverse needs of students with varying ability level, ensuring that every student can engage and learning effectively. So in order to help the students to engage and learn with us effectively, so we need to have a good instruction from the beginning of the class. Objective number 2 is called related to classroom management. Classroom management is very important. Our friends, the first presenter, have already explained about classroom management. They have circle, round table, they have a U-shaped table. So this is the way that we arrange the classroom for helping our students, for helping our teaching to make our students more understandable and more engaged with us. So this classroom management implement the effective strategy for managing large classes, ensuring active student participation, maintaining and productive learning environment, and preventing distraction. Number 3 is formative assessment. So during our teaching, we need to have the right assessment, especially if we don't have the right assessment, we cannot control our student in the classroom properly because they have because of the amount of the students. So we need to focus on formative assessment. Formative assessment, we use the ongoing assessment. Ongoing assessment, it means it's like the assessment that we have already assigned, and then we do like quiz, like midterm, like finals. So this is we call ongoing assessment. So this ongoing assessment that help identify the student progress and learning need. Because when we evaluate the student through ongoing assessment, we can classify which student that they have progressed and which student that they have not yet progressed. So we can reassign our student again to get the proper classroom. So what is the class size? Class size is in this I want to show that class size it means the student in the classroom. So in here we have like classes, and the classes where students have variety of ability level. Around maybe 15 years ago, I used to teach in some of the small school. So in my class, there were 50 students in my classroom, and then it is very hard for me to manage the student in that time, because the first for me also that I met a lot of students in that time. So the way that I do in that time, I just open the book and read and let them repeat what I teach. It looked like the dictation, looked like the parrot learned to speak. I didn't have the technique to control those students because it's too many students for me. Class size here it refers to the number of students assigned to a specific classroom or group for particular course or lesson. It typically indicates how many students are under the supervision of one teacher during a classroom. The size of the classroom can affect the dynamics of teaching, learning, and classroom management. So in here, it means that when we cannot assign, when we cannot arrange the proper classroom size from the first of the class, so it will affect the outcome of the student when they learn with us. Example, they learn with us one semester. So after they finish one semester, they just only get the word finished, but the knowledge that they get is not properly what we want them to get. So the class size is very important. So we need to do it in advance. Beside the class size, we have another one that we need to concern as well. It is different ability, because students come from different background. So the student, if they come from different background and they learn or they study in the same class, that is the problem. So that is why we need to do the placement test before every student go to the school, go to our classroom. So those students need to get the placement test. Placement test can help us to classify which ability of the student, so we can group the student. So this kind of placement test is very important for early teachers. So the different ability in the classroom refer to the varying level of academic skill or learning styles and developmental stage among students. In any given classroom, students may have diverse strengths and challenges. As my experience, one of my students, he didn't talk a lot when he was in the classroom, but he was the best of the best. So most of the students they talk with teacher a lot, they ask the question a lot, but that student they didn't ask me any question. But the way they learn, he observed what I speak and he wrote a lot of things. So he is the one that I say that he is very strange because of when he is in the classroom, he didn't talk to his classmate. He sit alone and pay the attention. At the same time, his friend when they do the homework, they talk a lot, but he didn't talk. But at the end, the result, the student get the top score. So this is very important for us to find out which students that have different skill of learning. They have different learning style. So that student they have maybe the way of they learn is different from another. So if we can divide the student according to their learning style, it's very important. Because some students they need to read loudly in order to remember. Some students they need to read calmly in order to understand. So we need to find out this kind of student as well in our first placement test. So there are many challenges. Challenges here I refer to the problem of managing the class size, the problem of the difficulty of managing the different ability of the student. So the problem of the class size refer to the challenges and potential negative impacts that arise when the number of students in classroom become too large. So actually there are more than this, but I raise up only 7 of them. So number one is limited individual attention. Limited individual attention, it refers to because in the classroom when we have a lot of students, so the attention of the student is less. And if the teacher does not use the proper technique or the proper method of teaching, so the student will get less and less attention. So number two, reduce student participation. Because according to the large number of students, so we cannot control, we cannot make them to join the participation in the class individually. So we can do only the group, but in the group, some member in the group, some they do, some they don't do. Number three, classroom management issues. Number four, lower teachers' effectiveness. As I learned from my experience 20 years until now, I got only the top 2 teachers. I met maybe almost hundreds of teachers, but I can qualify only 2 qualified teachers because the way the teacher teach is different from the other. It look like the way he teach in a promotional way, the way he teach in the developmental way, the way he teach is look like engagement way. It bring us, it look like two of them bring me to the different world of learning. So I classify only 2 teachers that I have already met that they are very, very good teachers. So increase teacher stress. If the teacher cannot manage the student properly in the large class, so the teacher will be stressed. So when the teacher stressed, sometimes the teacher use his or her emotion to manage the classroom. So when the teacher use the emotion to control the classroom, sometimes the word, the teacher speech, or the action, like the way to threat the student show off in the classroom. So that is the problem for the teacher. Equity concern. Equity concern, it's look like because of the large group of the student, some teacher they create their own score for their favorite student. So it's not equal. That is the problem as well for the class side. Impact on learning outcome. Examples in our culture, in our educational institute in Cambodia, there are many students that graduated from the university. They have the certificate to prove that they got bachelor degree, master degree, but they could not find the job. What? Why? Because they get the certificate, why they could not find the job? This is because of the learning outcome. The way that they learn during bachelor degree or master degree, they cannot get all the, like the teacher said, like input, process, and outcome. So they can get into the university, but the process in the university maybe maybe from the university side or maybe from the student side that make the process it's not properly deliver or generate the knowledge to the student. So when the student get the degree, just only the paper, not only paper, not paper and knowledge. So this it costs a lot. It have a lot in many developing countries. So it is very important as well. So in order to solve those problems, we need to consider about the class size. So we just quote only small part, like like in our teaching style, we quote only the class size to talk. What about the different ability? The problem of different ability in the classroom refer to the challenges educators face when dealing with students who have varying level of cognitive, it means understanding, academic, emotional, and social ability. So if the student come from different background, like cognitive, academic, emotional, and social ability, if we cannot manage properly, this activity or this will create the word discrimination in the classroom. Example, when the students come from the rich family, they just make friends only with the rich family. So when the student that they feel they are afraid of their student or they are afraid of talking to the class, so they always sit in one side. So if we cannot observe this properly, this will create a huge impact in the future. This difference can create obstacle to teaching and learning as well. Another one is difficulty in meeting diversity learning needs. So example, when the student come from, nowadays we're talking about inclusive education. When we're talking about inclusive education, the student come from different background. But what about the classroom? Do we have the enough equipment to support the learning needs of the student? Example, the student have blind, the student cannot walk, the student just only listens. So what is the learning equipment that we need to equip for the learning needs of the student? So this kind of the challenges in the classroom and personalized attention. I tell my experience when I learn in the ACE, maybe I get level 9 or level 10. I remember in that time that is very bad for me because when I asked the teachers the question during the class, my teacher said, it is time for learning and follow my styles, and your answer will be answered at the end of the class. So I wait for the answer after I asked the question already. I wait for the answer. And at the end of the classroom, at the end of the class, I asked the question again. And then my teacher said, now your classroom is finished, your time is finished. You can ask me next week. So that is very bad. That is very bad. So this is my previous experience about bads of teaching. Another one is challenging inability to provide adequate differentiation, impact of peer interaction, difficulty in creating an inclusive learning environment. So this is that I just have raised. Inclusive learning environment is very important as well. Pressures on teacher will get a lot of depressed or pressed because of the large number of students. Assessment and evaluation difficulty, it creates the unfair for the score of the students. Some students, they are really great, but we cannot give them the grade one because maybe because of unfairness of the teacher. social and emotional development challenges, limit resources and support. We know that a lot of institutions in Cambodia, we still have limited resources and support for the student. We call extra curriculum for the student. The student just go and teach. They follow only the guideline or the course syllabus from the school, but the school doesn't have the extra curriculum to the student. Extra curriculum to the student, it means something that can help the student get beside they have planned to get from the school. So this solution I quote from some of the website and also from AI as well, friendly. The solution to class size issues primarily involve strategy management lives effectively while ensuring that all students receive the attention and support they need. So in here, in order to manage the class size, we need to have the strategy. Strategy is very important for any teacher and also institution. So we need to reduce class size. Number two, differentiate instrument use of teaching assistant or support staff. I have been to Czech Republic. I went to one of the university in Czech Republic. That is the IT Republic. In the IT Republic, in the IT school, so they have the screen in front of the classroom. So when the student get into the classroom, just only show the face, and then the door of the classroom open automatically. And then when the teacher get into the classroom already, there are one robot teacher come and talk to us and shake our hand, and then ask us to sit and do what the robot teacher told us. So during our teaching, during our learning, if one of the students feel that stress, feel that not very happy, the robot, he smartly understand the student need. Example, when the student need like when they learn, they feel like I want to relax with some of the music. Just only sing like that, the robot play the music automatically for the student. So if we can differentiate instrument in the classroom like this, but we not yet reach this kind of teaching, but in the future we will have that. So it helps the student feel like yeah, my teacher even he is a robot, but he understands me very well. So we should use teaching assistants and support staff, blending learning and technology integration, collaborative and peer learning. In this day, collaborative and peer learning is very important. Not only learning from the teachers, we need to learn from our friends as well. Like in our class, we have a lot of friends. So some of our friends have a good idea, and some of our friends have very good concept from different area of Cambodia. So we can understand, we can learn from each other. So we can create a very meaningful and collaborative understanding. Classroom management is very important. Group work and collaborative learning, flexible group. Flexible group is thank you teacher that you apply flexible group for the student for our classmate, because some student, some classmate, he or she not yet know that which group they are. So teacher use flexible group is very important for them to join with another group. And then parental involvement. So in the teaching, parental involvement is very important as well. What the student learns and what the student perform in the classroom, we should report this kind of performance to the parent. So we need to cooperate with the parent in order to help each other to make their children get well education. The last one is time management and prioritization. So time management is very important. And teacher also need to prioritize which one we should do first and which one we should do after. We can say like more of the teacher they understand how to prioritize the task that they will do and time important. So teacher is the role model. Teacher is the star. So the teacher must perform correctly in order to show to the student that the student have a good model. So they will follow the style of the teachers. So different ability in the classroom require a variety of strategy, meets the diverse learning needs to all the students. So if we know that different abilities, so we need to prepare in advance. The solution to managing different ability in classroom lie in creating a flexible, supportive, and inclusive learning. So this is the way that I told already. So this is our my reference that I quote for my topic. So this is the last slide for me, teacher. Thank you so much for your attention and also the classmate. Thank you so much.